Tropical Storm Nicole made landfall as a Category 1 hurricane in Florida before it was downgraded. However, the strong storm has been causing a headache for travelers since last night.
To dig a little deeper into this evolving situation, let's head out to Channel 3 Eyewitness News reporter Marcy Jones, who's live at Bradley International Airport right now. Marcy, how does the flight board look?
Good morning, Wendell and Kate. Well, at the last check, it was about 18 flights that were impacted. However, we do know that that number could increase as this kind of ripple effect plays out. You know, as one flight path kind of gets diverted, then it can kind of trickle down. So we're definitely going to keep an eye on that. But the projected path for Tropical Storm Nicole has many cities along the East Coast bracing themselves for some sort of impact, including heavy rain and strong winds. Now, the concern really is in Florida for those structures, including homes and bridges that have already been compromised during Hurricane Ian and won't be able to withstand any more damage from Tropical Storm Nicole. Now, back out here live, New Haven's Emergency Operations Center says that they are monitoring the pace and really the direction of the storm. And of course, they will be out working hard to make sure that those roads for drivers are clean and safe. Reporting live at Bradley International Airport, Marcy Jones, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
Marcy.